The next method that we're going to cover is the deionized water method. Now with this, we'll use a foam cannon and we'll use some super high concentrated soap. This method can be used with the engines, but it's really the preferred method to be used with vehicles that are stored outside because of bird droppings, bee droppings, sap, things that are really hard to get off the paint. The soap is super high concentrated. You only want one pump to fill the whole entire foam bottle. Then from there, with low pressure water, you're going to want to fill it up to the top, which is 1,000 milliliters of water. These products are ultra high concentrated and less is more. After putting water into the solution, you want to put the cap back on the foam cannon, screw it on tightly, and it's okay to lightly move the bottle back and forth to get the solution to fully mix, but you don't want to do that too much because it'll cause a lot of foam and then you won't have enough air in the foam cannon for it to work correctly. So you're going to want to brush and then you're going to want to fill up a bucket with water just like you normally would. Next step is to rinse the vehicle, and you're going to want to turn the water on. You're going to want to turn the power on to the pressure washer. Make sure that you don't have a light indicating that the resin needs to be replaced, and then you can start to wash the vehicle. Now, you want to stay at a distance, but when you have things like bird droppings and other types of things like sap or bee droppings, they can be really difficult to get off. So you can get close, that's the only way to get them off, but you just want to be careful with the paint. After the vehicle's rinsed, we're going to transition over to the foam cannon. You want to turn the pressure washer off before taking that tip off so you don't accidentally pressurize it and hurt your fingers. Once the tip is off, go ahead and turn the pressure washer back on and flow it without the tip so you can get the motor running again. Sometimes it has issues running with the low flow of the foam cannon. Go ahead and put the foam cannon on and you can start foaming down the vehicle with the soap. You want to do this at a time where either there's shade on the vehicle or at a time such as the morning when it's cloudy and cool out, because you don't want the soap to dry on the paint. Once this is done, you turn off the pressure washer, you can disconnect the foam cannon, put the nozzle back on the pressure washer gun, and you can store it for your final rinse. The next step in this wash process is the same that you would do with any other vehicle, with the exception as the soap is already on the vehicle, so it won't be in the bucket. The last step is just to rinse the soap off, and in this case the water is deionized, so there's no drying that takes place. Once it's rinsed off, you're done. I would just advise not using the deionized water to rinse off the concrete after, because the deionized water is expensive because it goes through resin. So if you want to rinse the concrete of all the soap solution, once you pull the vehicle away, you can rinse it with a regular hose. The cleanup is the same as you would expect. You turn everything off, turn the water off, turn the pressure washer off, store everything, dump the water from the bucket. If you still have soap left in the foam cannon after washing, you can save that soap for next time. Once it's done, you can leave the vehicle wet and drive away. It won't have any spots. And this is really the preferred method for all prevention, administration, and fleet vehicles. In the final part of this video, we'll share some additional information on this wash method. For the engine, the best way to use this is when the engine's already fairly clean, such as in between washes, or if you went to the tower and you had some hydrant water on it, if you went to an incident, a fire where you had a little bit of water and it's not too dirty. Anything where you can just rinse the engine off and you don't have to wash it, this method works really great. When you're using the nozzle, using two hands is best. It could be pretty high powered. And then the last piece of advice is, if you're working with a ladder, make sure you use a spotter for safety. Thanks for watching.